back. So for this one, I'm going to let you talk because this is yours.
Okay, so this is the chocolate vanilla oatmeal porter.
It's a lot going on there.
Yep. Over a month and a half, maybe 2 months it's been in the keg.
I'll tell you one thing, it's keeping pretty good.
Yeah. I want to almost do 2 different ones on this.
Okay.
Because I think the vanilla in drinking this, as I have, the vanilla, I'm getting a lot more vanilla that comes out when it warms up.
Yep.
Almost like that
the bracket video, remember when?
Yep.
We went through that.
So we'll go ahead and do our normal. We'll
drink it down halfway.
Drink a little bit of it.
Do another one. Come back.
Right.
Okay.
So again, if you guys want to see the recipe, you can go back to the week 2 tasting or whatever and check that video out. But for the most part, the head stays. Mine was a little bit more vigorous than yours.
Well, you said oatmeal, right? So
yeah.
Okay, so that's a good reason we're getting the head retention is that oatmeal in there. Now, was it roughly a pound-ish, somewhere in there?
I think it was a pound of dry oatmeal. Yeah. But if we remember, I made the oatmeal on the stove.
Okay.
And it turned into a whole humongous blob of it and dumped it in there and couldn't fit it all in. So let's go ahead. We can smell and do all that. Then we'll let it sit. Then come back and do it.
I smell the vanilla though.
Yeah.
Smells good. That's a good beer cold. I mean, I get what you're saying. I can taste a little bit of vanilla. I guarantee it probably shines through a little later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good beer.
You can taste the chocolate now.
Yep. And
the vanilla, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's I guarantee when that warms up, that's a really good beer.
So,
where are we at on ABV?
It's 7%. I thought it was a little bit higher.
Still 7% for a stout is pretty high.
Yep, I think it's fine. If you drink these most of the day, you're gonna feel it, and once you start, I can't stop. I think it and especially on a warm day when it warms up even more, when it warms up quicker, I should say.
But I'm guessing a lot of our viewers are general beer drinkers and don't want to drink 6 glasses that they can't see through.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know a lot of people that say Guinness is thick, and I think Guinness is watered down. So.
And I think this is a thick beer.
This is a very thick beer.
Yeah.
If you're a Guinness fan and you're thinking, oh, Guinness is too thick for me, stay away.
Yeah.
Because this is, you're going to need a spoon. So, this is a thick beer, but it's a good beer.
So, let's take a break. We'll let them warm up.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come back and do it all over.
Yeah. But realize, viewers, that once we shut this camera off, it might show up and it might be down to here. So.
Right. Yep. So, but we'll be back.
All right, we'll be back.
Fast forward 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So, I think you can smell more vanilla once it's warmed up some.
Mm-hmm. Definitely tastes more vanilla.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is probably one of those beers where you let it get up to that 45-degree range and it gets better.
Yep.
Why the British actually serve them that way. So.
Yep. And especially, kind of on a warm day, it's going to warm up faster. Mm-hmm. Unless you're sitting there pounding 12-ounce beers or 16-ounce beers.
None of these.
Yeah. it's gonna get warmer. But I think this is a good beer. I think this is something I would have, Halloween-ish, getting into winter.
Yeah.
November.
You rake the leaves up, you light them on fire if you can, or if not, you have a bonfire. It's good beer to have sit around fire with.
And I would say, as we were talking, I think, if I remember correctly, it was in the primary for a week. Mm-hmm. Then it was on the vanilla beans and the cocoa nibs for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Then it's been in the keg for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
That's good. No,
so I would say we're just now getting maybe to the good point of it. Maybe it's going to take a little longer.
Yeah.
So this might be one where if somebody else wanted to brew it, you should go back and look, hey, when did I brew that? Okay, that's perfect for next year.
Right.
You know, because, yeah, you don't want to start this now. Because, I mean, obviously, I guess you could start it now and you're going to be in the winter.
Christmas, right? Yeah. Christmas, New
right.
Year's. Now, well, what will be interesting, though, is to see how this beer matures
right.
as it goes through. So we'll see if maybe the chocolate all of a sudden starts to overpower everything,
right.
or you know,
yep.
really what happens with the age.
Yep. And I think this is one where usually we do like the first week of kegging or bottling, and then we wait a month and do it, then we're done. These porters, stouts, we might want to come back and do another one just to see another change, because obviously we know your IPAs and stuff start going downhill with the hoppiness and all that, and these actually start to ramp up and what they're supposed to taste like. Like that mint, I'm guessing that mint
might
by it maybe Halloween.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm guessing is where it's gonna be ready to drink.
Well, what's interesting too is sometimes it's hard to keep them around that long.
Yeah.
To see how they mature in age and whatnot. I've heard of people, you know, if they bottle them, they kind of set a 6-pack aside and kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes hard to do when, you know, you don't have a lot of beers lying around
right.
and football's on and hey, it's Sunday.
Right.
What are you gonna do? So, no, it's good beer overall. I would drink them. I would probably make this recipe as well.
And I think you can do more stuff, like we talked about off camera. If you took the chocolate and the vanilla out, there's your base for your oatmeal porter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you want to add to it? Do you want to add anything?
Coconut.
Do you want to leave them out? Yeah. Do you want to try a toasted coconut one? If you're into coconut, I know some people aren't, but I would do it. But yeah, so you could do more stuff just from that base recipe.
Sure.
And go from there.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good idea, and who knows, we might end up doing that at some point in time.
Yep. And you know, it might be best to make one of these without the chocolate and just do the vanilla.
Yeah.
Or take out the vanilla and just do the chocolate. Or take out the vanilla, leave the chocolate, do cherry.
That's the frustrating part about brewing. You're like, what should I do next time? Because you're always, what's funny about most people is they'll drink a beer and they're like, man, this is a good beer. A brewer drinks a beer, he drinks it, he thinks, what can I do different next time?
Yeah, he's already on to the next one.
Yes.
And you know, that's how I think we are. We're tasting these and then we're like, okay, what can we do to make it better? And I think we've proven that just by the videos we've done.
Sure.
It's always like, let's find our base so next year we can do this with it.
Yep.
And that, so, and I encourage people that are just starting out brewing to do the same thing. Make a whole bunch of them, find your base, then start playing with them.
Yep. Well, and I think, like, you know, you said we were talking off camera a little bit, the Mars Otter, we were talking this year, I mean, that's a new grain to us. We didn't have that access when we were doing, you know, the extract brewing.
Right.
You don't have, unless you get into Northern Brewer, I just saw they have Mars Otter.
But how long have they had that?
Not very long.
Yeah.
And so you end up with these different flavors that you're like, wow, I had no idea that was out there. And you know, when we really singled that one out, and it was by accident, really, that we found. Thank God our homebrew club kind of pushed some things on us. You know, we found that grain and we're just like, man, we're going to do some things with this. And I'm sure you guys will see some in the future. Next year, for sure, we'll probably brew at least a couple.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably end up buying a 55-pound bag of Maris Otter.
Which will go fast.
Yeah.
Which, yes.
Well, but if you look at it, it technically
years.
should. Yeah, you're using 10 to 14 pounds, maybe 15, 16. So that 55-pound bag's not going to last that long.
Mm-mm. Well, overall, good beer.
Cool. Till next time, I'm Brad.
I'm Steve.
Happy brewing.
See you next time.